Welcome back, Sky Monkeys. It is I, Captain Concrete, the demented debutante, that big mouth bad boy, that Alexandria super slut, that Alexandria milk baby. That's what they call me. I'm so depressed. Is that how you say it? If somebody's gonna say they're depressed, what's the best way, the most convincing way? I'm so depressed, guys. How about, I'm depressed as fuck? How about this? Hey, I'm fucking depressed, Joe. Super depressed. Either way you say it, depression, when it hits, is debilitating. I'm gonna talk today about male depression because that's all I can really talk about, right? I can't talk about female depression. Females get depressed over so many different things, it's insane, you know? But when you're talking about male depression, you're talking about some pretty basic things that make a man depressed. And let me clarify, when I say women get depressed over lots of things. If a man's wife loses her job, unless she is the complete breadwinner, in which case he's probably not much of a man, but he's not going to get really depressed if she loses her job. In fact, he might get a rush, a boost of like, okay, now I have to work harder to take care of her. And a lot of times when a man has somebody that he's responsible for, he gets a rush that kind of counteracts any depression. But a woman might get depressed over somebody else making a mistake. A woman may get seriously depressed because she's not where she wants to be, as far as love is concerned. And so do men. I'm not separating. There's definitely lots of things that men and women get depressed equally over. I'm just saying that when a man gets depressed, it's because he's not able to do what he's meant to do biologically. I think that's pretty much what it boils down to. And no, I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about muscle structure. Like, a man is supposed to do something. We're meant to lift things. We're meant to build things. We're not meant to sit at a desk at all. We're not meant to type at all. You combine that with today's attitude towards substance abuse and rampant sexuality, pornography, accessibility. It seems that we are able to access almost everything now except for our most base physical needs and desires. I personally have witnessed men who, well, a man in particular, but of course this is just an anecdote, but I've also heard of it happening before, where a man will not really know where he stands on certain things like hunting. But you take a guy out on a hunting trip, and by the time it's over, he knows where he stands on hunting. He understands it, he has a respect for it, and somehow, like, every bite of meat from then on in his life tastes different. It tastes better somehow. When you really understand where it comes from. We don't have an outlet for that. As a man, my muscles are made to have a whole deer on my back, or a boar, or something the equivalent. I'm supposed to carry a lot of meat with me. I'm supposed to crouch down for, hours at a time, waiting, stalking in silence. I think that's probably why I enjoy silence so much. I find myself outside in the woods a lot, just sitting there, listening, breathing in the feelings of the woods. And even then, I am tempted to pick up my cell phone while I'm sitting there in the woods and just, take a picture of something and, gram it or something like that. And they say cell phones and social media definitely attribute to depression. A confirmation of who you are as a person. That's a thing that you get from there. Hold on. Necesito titos. Necesito titos. And another thing that contributes to depression is substance abuse. And I was starting to think that perhaps I was not doing it right. So I've decided to start abusing alcohol. It's just, a trial run. Who knows? I'll become good an alcoholic, and then I'll see how I feel about it. Yeah, becoming alcoholic is not the easiest thing in the world, but it's also way better than becoming, I don't know. Well, but I do know that alcohol numbs the pain, right? What pain am I talking about? Why would I possibly be depressed? Well, Halloween just passed and I did nothing. When I get depressed, I get nervous, I get scared. Because a lot of it has to do with my own it's my own lack of self-control. And over the years, I have come to understand that I have a damaged sense of self-control. So when I start thinking about certain things, I go, uh-oh, what are you about to do, Andy? And I've run the gamut. Let me tell you, I've cut myself. I've overdosed myself. I've poisoned myself. If you're not meant to go, you're not meant to go, though. Like, there was a certain point a few years ago where I realized that I would never attempt or think about or take seriously the idea of taking my own life again. But there was a long time where it was almost a default mode for me, thinking about killing myself. I've seen it in my own family tree, so I can kind of see where it comes from. But I've also seen in my family tree a big ability to change, to become something different. And even if I'm only looking at myself, I'm in the family tree, so there's something there, right? Yeah, what am I talking about? I don't even know. But yeah. So holidays, man. Holidays. They really hit you hard. There's quite a few people, that are doing things for the holidays. Halloween was a couple nights ago, and I just sat in my house. I did not do anything. I had more than one invitation to chill, to come party for Halloween. And I chose to sit in my house on the edge of a memory, on the edge of a dream. I just was just sitting in there, and I was thinking about, if I was still in my kids' lives, we'd be out trick or treating right now. Maybe the equivalent of trick or treating, whatever the COVID stamp trick or treating is this year. They're doing the elections, and I'm pretty interested, right? But I'm not watching. That's happening right now as we speak. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can get some kind of update on the election. I hope it's this easy. What is the status of the election?
2020 U.S. presidential election results. According to the Associated Press, Joe Biden leads with 85 electoral votes and 48.7% of the vote. The Associated Press hasn't yet called this race. 270 electoral votes are needed to win.
Yeah, so let's see. We got Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. I don't care who wins. I'm gonna fucking handle it either way. If Joe Biden wins and all of a sudden we're all, allowed to sniff, our own asses for the rest of our lives, then whatever. I'll become the best ass sniffer in the world. If fucking Donald Trump wins and we all have to buckle down, then whatever. I've been proven to be able to buckle down. Matter of fact, that's probably part of why I'm depressed. Definitely why I'm so depressed. A guy like me who has had a job all my life, even when I was homeless. Many people remember me being homeless, and that lasted a good 7-8 years. But the whole time I had a job, I would sleep in the shop. I would, sleep in the woods. I would sleep in so many different places. Landmark Mall, like empty apartments. But I had a job. I felt like I was doing something. And now, what I do for a living, what I've been doing my whole life, it's not even an option at the moment. It's not even an option, so. That's a thing, pride goeth before the fall, right? Like right now. My pride tells me I do not want to be wearing a fucking vest that says Costco on it. At all. I want to be lifting massive amounts of paper onto machines. That's what I want to do. I want to scratch my head and zero in on the color. I want to do what I do. That's a big issue. That's, and I tell you what, we're moving towards some serious psychological, economic changes here in the United States. And are we going to be ready for it? Because I'm already depressed enough that the socioeconomic standards of this world have me cubicled. It has me cubicled. I'm in a cube, and I am desperately thinking of a way to use my brain power, which is constantly on. I'm already depressed about that. but it was somehow easier because my job was a physically demanding and mentally challenging job. And now, what if that goes away? What if they give us all like debt forgiveness and move us into like these cities? See, I have a theory that in the not too distant future, everybody in the middle of the country is going to be pushed out. They're going to be pushed out to the edges of the countries where they're going to be building giant smart buildings, giant buildings for everybody to live in. I already see like this whole drama in my head. Can you imagine like 50,000 people from some town in the middle of America suddenly moving to, New York City, which has been rezoned and stripped out of people just to make room for these new buildings they're going to be putting up. And all around the buildings are going to be displaced people, and it's going to be like a war zone. People are going to constantly be trying to fuck up the system. I mean, right now is the only time where we're actually kind of in control. We can't control what shady people do behind the scenes, but we can control what we do at the moment. How long is that gonna last? It's just one of the many things that contributes to this sad state. And I know I started this show off with I'm depressed. But let me tell you another thing I am. Angry and motivated. Because I don't like being depressed. And I can usually handle my life. So when something's going on around me that is making me depressed, it pisses me off and it makes me want to search for the root of the problem. I haven't changed much of my life, but things have changed around me. Anyway, I've got at least a 12-pack worth of Coca-Cola cans and about 3 days worth of takeout containers that I need to put in the trash can because that's not me. I walk past it and I go, oh, I don't want to do that. That's not me. That's depression talking. Okay? And when you see somebody who's in that state, why are they in that state? Most of the time you see a guy and I've seen this one dude, he's a Twitch streamer with the messiest room ever. You can look that up on YouTube. Streamer hasn't cleaned his room in 14 years. And all he does is play Warcraft, or whatever game he's playing. But he even said that's all he does. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, this guy's clearly overweight and unusable to the world in his current state. So the only thing he can do is stay inside his video game and just keep playing and playing and playing. He doesn't even want to leave his game long enough to notice the world he's in. So he just eats a pack of chicken nuggets and then throws it to the left. To the left, to the left. All your chicken nugget boxes to the left. Oh, let me recontribute. Necesito Titos. I don't even think I'm supposed to be doing that, right? Like talking about other brands and shit in my show. Tito's did not endorse me, nor am I sure that they would endorse my ideas or how I feel about the world. But they are endorsing my right to be inebriated. I'm always thinking about cutting these shows short. Why the fuck should I cut the show short? I don't need to. Nobody's watching. Get drunk with me. Wow. That's a trick on a cold day. We don't want to turn the AC on because it'll be audible in your microphone, or because you just don't feel like having it on. Drink some liquor with some Joe, a hot cup of Joe. I mean, it does the trick for me. It's almost like all I taste in my mouth right now is fucking mudslide. You ever have mudslide? There's a couple of those girly drinks that I actually fucking dug, man, back in the day. Wild Irish Rose. Oh my god. Because it just tastes like you're drinking some dessert, man. Hey, get your girl a bottle of Wild Irish Rose, man. Because, let me tell you something. When you kissing somebody, there's a few liquors that you don't want to taste. But one of those is not. I mean, she could straight vomit. She could straight upchuck in her mouth, try to swallow it, but fail, and it goes, the vomit goes everywhere. But if she drinks some of that Wild Irish Rose, baby, that's like fucking Purell in the mouth, man. You won't be able to smell any vomit or taste any vomit. All you'll taste is that cream liqueur, that strawberry cream. Oh god. And don't get me wrong, I understand it's a feminine drink, right? But that only satisfies that side of me that likes something sweet. And I think that as far as sweets are concerned, if you add some liquor to it, that's more manly than anything. It's like, I want something sweet. Well, what if I just had a glass of strawberry milk? Right? That's fucking feminine right there. But you add a little liquor in that bitch, that's something all the boys can understand and get down with. Oh man, it reminds me of my boy Scony. Go back and check my past episodes. One of the A6 episodes, Scony Island. Yeah, me and him pulled a prank on somebody using some Wild Irish Rose as the Fall Guy cup, the one that we're drinking. Meanwhile, main man is drinking some Pepto-Bismol, milk of magnesia laced with laxatives, women's time release laxatives, crushed up. So it wasn't time release, it was the full hit. Blow, go ahead and lax, baby, relax that asshole. Is that what laxative means? Like you're relaxing your butthole for a bit just to let everything slide out. Anyway, I'm not quite drunk enough yet. So, the title of this is, depression and alcoholism. Get drunk with me. I just made that up, but I'm definitely going to put it as the title. And I'm not going to clickbait either. Because I be getting fucking twisted when I drink. It's not a good thing. But neither is being sad. Neither is sitting around thinking about what life used to be like and where I am now. Where am I now? This place. Luckily, I'm out of that dungeon I was in last month. The ghosts of Christmas October's past have me locked up in an ass, but at this point, oh man, At this point, bottoms up. Get that chaser, chickadee, chickadee, chaser. Go put on a blazer. Do magic in a mazer. Hey, look at my laser. This tells me how this laser, it's got measurement on it, right? So it could tell me how far the wall away is, right? Which right now that wall's 14 feet away from me. But it can also tell me how far away I am from reality. So let's take a look. I am 1.3 feet away from reality. It's not that far. I feel like I'm actually getting closer and closer to my sanity as we go. You ever gone back and read pardon me, have you ever gone back and read some of your old writings? Or if you're an artist or a song maker, have you ever gone back and read some of your old poetry or lyrics and thought, man, I was a fucking beast back in the day? You know, I've done that because actually, while I was writing a lot of the lyrics I've written in the past, I didn't think they were good. As a matter of fact, I thought, I hope nobody realizes that I'm a hack and that I'm just like using thoughts that aren't even mine. But then as I go forward in my life, I realize those thoughts were my thoughts. You see, you latch on to thoughts that you can identify with. I mean, that's part of life right there. Identifying with things that are not you. I mean, you have to do that. You have to get adjusted. You have to be able to do that. And when you take something in, an idea that's somebody else's idea, it doesn't mean you're stealing it. It means that you understand it. It means that you possibly can even, expand upon that idea. It's important. A lot of people have this really conservative idea about how to live life that I don't have. There's people that say, if you were going cave diving, don't touch anything. If you're in the caves, because, the oil of your finger will affect that stalactite like millions of years down the line. And the moment they say that to me, I'm like, cool, fucking cool. Bloop, let me touch that bitch, because I want a million years down the line for some person to say, you see this lump here on the stalactite? That is where a man touched it. Yeah, fucking cool, right? I mean, when they show you ancient civilizations that had these giant gold statues, or when they show you things like the crystal skulls of these ancient civilizations from around the world, they don't mention that the people that made them went into caves and cracked off the crystals and took them and went and made shit out of them. And we don't sit there and say, how dare those ancient Mayans go in there and take that crystal off that wall? How dare they, right? No. We appreciate it. We understand what they did and why they did it. And if you do a little actual research and understanding, you'll realize that a lot of the crystals were left behind. And that a lot of the crystals that were taken from these giant crystal galleries were taken to clear pathways. It just so happened to be usable, beautiful crystals that could be fashioned into jewelry and things that could be used in rituals and ceremonies and things that we understand. I love crystals. I love gold. I love elements. I love the sun. I love anything that has to do with this giant planet that we're on. And I don't like people saying it's a rock, because honestly, it's a bunch of rocks. Lots and lots and lots of rocks all together, stacked and jammed together, and there's gaps and stuff. And I'm no flat earther, but I also do believe that it's quite possible that there is more to this planet than they're telling us. We can still be round, right? And hide things. Ancient maps used to say that there were 4 continents at the North Pole, and that those continents were divided by these streams that got so intensely fast that you couldn't escape them, meaning that there was like a hole up there at the center of the planet that was pulling water in. I mean, I've seen some pretty compelling evidence towards that. I'm no flat earther, and I'm not even a hollow earther. Although I do know for a fact there are caves underground, and some of them are massive. Some caves actually have entire ecosystems inside of them. So it's probably safe to assume that our governments have found some of the larger, pockets in our planet under our own feet. They used to one of my older favorite YouTube channels was called Secure Team 10. He's under scrutiny right now for some weird shit, but the stuff he reported on, it wasn't like he made it up. There were reports that came in, and he was just reporting on them. A lot of them, some of them he may have fabricated. I don't know, but I do know that around our nation and around the world, actually, there have been reports of massive, loud booms. Usually, like late in the middle of the night, at a time where a person might actually hear it, wake up, and think they were dreaming and go back to sleep. But some people call them in. What are these booms? There's been some engineers who have said that they make caves underground all the time. All they have to do is put a charge deep in the ground and blow it, and then a big huge pocket will be there. They clear out all the debris, and they've got a freaking little underground base. Hey, sounds fun. I'm kind of I wouldn't mind being an evil genius, or like having a lair underground or something. But the problem is, I wouldn't be able to hurt anybody. Like, all my minions would be like, "Look, we can kill all these people. Let's hit this tour bus. It's definitely, you're getting 150 people. It's a double-decker tour bus. Like, let's hit this, cruise ship. Let's sink Hawaii." And I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't. I'm the type of guy who buys brass knuckles for safety. When I was a kid, like, I had a pair of brass knuckles, and when it came time to use them, I didn't want to. I was squeamish. It was a fight. I got in the fight, and I was almost getting beat, and the fight ended in a sort of a draw. The reason it ended in a draw is because when I took my hand out of my pocket, those knuckles weren't on my fist. Those brass knuckles, I left them in my pocket. I thought about punching this guy with them, and it made me sick. It made me sick to think about it, like smashing meat, breaking bone, and all that stuff. That's something only true sociopaths desire. What I think about people's reactions to, like, say, Donald Trump, because very recently I did have a dream, And in the dream, Donald Trump died. And in the dream, it was like after his death. And I was walking around with a Blaze Media shirt, which I don't, believe me, I mean, the Blaze to me, it's a little inflammatory, if you ask me. But anyway, I was walking around and I was asking people about how they felt about Trump dying, and all of them were saying, like, yeah, good, good. And, you know, when I woke up from that dream, I didn't think to myself, like, oh, good, it was just a dream. People aren't like that. I thought to myself, man, that sucks, dude. That's exactly how it would be, you know? So anybody who's, remember when Trump got COVID and everybody was like, I hope he dies. Not everybody. Lots of good people out there. Who support a person as opposed to an ideal or some kind of belief. I just want to support people, you know? And I mean, in a way, it's like, hey, if you really want Trump to fucking change, maybe be better to him. Who knows? I've seen it actually working. As I see more like Latinos and blacks for Trump, like these huge rallies popping up, I see Trump calming down a bit. He doesn't quite feel like everybody hates him, you know, anymore. But we'll have to see what happens here, you know. These elections are happening. And unfortunately, we know for a fact there has been mail tampering with the ballots. We know it for a fact. As a matter of fact, it was there was a guy, they had a camera on him at the ballot station where they count the mail ballots, and the guy would open the ballot and place it down somewhere, and this dude opened his ballot, looked around, didn't notice the camera, pulled out a pen and started writing on the paper. Here's a problem. You don't write on somebody else's ballot at all. There's nothing for you to write on the ballot. On those mail-in ballots, there's nothing that says, hey, somebody else write here. I'm not exactly sure. What I do know is that I received 4 mail-in ballots, and I threw them away. Not on my watch, motherfuckers. In my mailbox. I'm not going to say the names, but I keep getting mail for these specific people, and I got the mail, and I put it directly in the trash. Trump doesn't need my support. Biden doesn't need my support. Neither one of them need my support. 4 years ago, we were talking about, is Trump taking money from people for this election? And then this year, Biden is like, please give me money for this election. Kamala Harris is like, please help me become president. Hey, Kamala, don't you mean vice president? Or do you mean president? Let me talk about this. You see this right here? This is a cop light. You probably haven't seen, you may have seen something like it before. Basically, you know what a mag light is. If you know what a mag light is, then you'll have a sort of a basis for what I'm talking about. Now, a mag light is just like this, only it doesn't have these notches, these knobs at the end. You see these little knobs here? These are very hard knobs. And let me tell you, I know about hard knobs. And these are hard knobs. If this hits you in the rib, you are down. The pain will fucking put you down. Talking about not breathing, okay? And look right here. You see these little notches up top? These are actually sharpened. Let me give you a close look at that. You see this little this part here? It's filed in so that this area and this part here, these two edges, are sharp. I was stopped by a police officer. This was probably, I'm not even going to name the number of years ago, and I'm not going to name where it was. But he decides that he's going to stop me because he knows me. And I knew that was the case because he didn't see me doing something wrong. He just stopped me. Now, he searched me. He found some pot on me. He took me out to an undisclosed location where you actually have to lift this beam out of the ground in order to drive back into the park. Okay, so he lifted the beam out of the trail with a key. He had a key to the lock. And he drove back in the trail, and it was the middle of the night. Handcuffed me to the door and went through the rest of my shit. There was a lot of stuff. I had a huge backpack and a guitar case, and it was a lot for him to go through. And he took my drugs, okay? What he found on me initially was a roach. A rather long one, but it was a roach. What he ended up finding on me was about a half an ounce of weed. And we were alone in the woods, and he beat the shit out of me. And I was bleeding. He had to clean his hands. He had a bottle of water he used to clean his hands. And he unlocked me from the passenger door, which I was locked to. And told me to put my stuff back in my bags. And I did. And I took his flashlight. Do ya? Right? And I left. He didn't have a clue it happened. He didn't have a single clue it happened. But what it did was it gave me a little insight into the cop world. And cops don't just use mag lights. You know, if they're a truly sadistic cop, they beat the fuck out of you with a sadistic ass version of a mag light made by Husky that is just all around a fucking beat stick. Oh, I'm gonna end it with that story. Should I end it with that story? Should I? No. I'm gonna have another drink. Because that's what I'm doing today. I'm getting drunk with you guys. I got a whole big feeling that I can't feel. I got a hole and I'm reeling. It's a hole that I can't fill. And so I drink, drinkity drink, and I drink until I get ill. Wow. I take my time so I don't throw up all over my mic and you all. Oh. Worst. Oh, hold on. You see that catch right there? That was fucking slick. But it's canceled because the reason that it happened is because I was not being slick. So it's like not slick. Ooh, slick. Canceled. So the not slick was canceled by the slick. That's actually how that one works right there, man. You can't outthink me, man. You can't outdrink me and you can't outthink me. Let's see. Oh, I'm not done. What is this guy doing? Let's play a little music up in this bitch. So I'm just gonna run through a few of the different things that I made here on my little circle looper, my Donner. Let's check out some of the different rhythms. So it looks like I have number 18 has got something on it. Let's see what that is. Wow, that's pretty simple and gay. That was dumb. Here, let's try the next one, which is 16. That's pretty weird, huh? Let's check this one out. Number 15. Yep, that's pretty much what that's gonna be like. This makes me want to see a movie. What? Alright, let's try number 13. Finally defeated by the wretchedness of everything I see. I can't control myself. I feel like I will throw myself out to the open air. Let's see what's there. Jump! What's the next one? The next one's empty, but it's got a beat loaded in. Let's see what that beat is. I am ready to see you walking. I am ready to see you talking. Please stop being such an inanimate fool. Please stop seeing such a fucking wretched tool. I am ready to see who you are. I am ready to take you so far, so far, so far. We are fucking everything up, baby, but things are looking real gravy. We'll leave that clear though. Let's see what's on number 10. Here we go. What do you know? Nobody knows what I'm thinking. Nobody knows what I'm drinking because nobody's here with me. If you know the enemy is coming from deep inside, I hope you know that you are ready to get. You know what? I'm not going to try to rap anymore. Let's move on to the next one. What's on number 8? You see that? It started fucking tweaking out on me. Was that number 8? You see, this is my problem with technology. This is my problem, okay? How are we supposed to have a space station that can hold people for 1,000 years or so, you know, if we can't even make a freaking looping station that doesn't glitch? Every time a plane goes down, it's a mechanical error. When are people going to stop making mechanical errors? This is my case for AI, people. And believe me, it's coming. The new religion. To topple organic based thought religion. Religion is technology, and it's coming. Get ready to worship your new God. Necesito. Tito. This is so sad, y'all. Hey, if you saw your friend just breaking down and crumbling, what would you do? Do you have any friends? Am I anybody's friend? We'll add a little junk to that trunk. Let's see what's on number 7. That's how I pray. That's how I talk to God. He tells me where to go, and sometimes he leads me down a beautiful path. Necesito Titos. You see that? It's actually not quite what it looks like. It's that I keep going like this to do things and leaning backwards to do things because I'm not sitting in my chair because I got so drunk I lost track of where to be. Now let's try number 5. That was a bunch of weird stuff, huh? Oh, man. It's not easy. It's not easy just sitting around trying to be fucking somebody, man. It's hard. Let's put some reverb on this bad boy. Have you ever wished that you could talk to God? Have you ever wished that you could find that path? Wish no more. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Sit down with me. We'll make a song and we'll sing it to God together. If he likes it. Do you have anything you want to say to God? We'll sit down, we'll think it through, and we'll make you a song. Believe me, people, there's nothing God loves more than a song. Believe me. It shows him that you are reaching inside and you are looking for something natural. For all of you who are just reaching outside and looking for something supernatural, stop it. Your job's not going to help you. Your career is not going to help you. It's not even going to be worth a shit. Unless you're saving animals, plants, or people. Anyway. Drunk. Okay, I have realized that Necesito Tito. Ugh. You know what I've never been able to do? This, like... I've never been able to shred. Help me! Anybody who can shred? Give me a lesson in how to shred, and I'll give you a lesson in how to dead. All right, people. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. And to show my appreciation, I don't have any more chaser. I have to go to the store. That's how bad it is. But to show my appreciation, that's it. A half a shot. And yeah, I'm going to take this half a shot and I'm going to go to the store. But here's the thing. I'm by myself. I'm not happy. Are you happy? Who's happy? Who's happy? Huh? Who's happy? Let me know. If you're happy, let me know. If you're happy and you know it, leave a comment. Click a like. Do something like decisive. If you like me, hit like. Leave a comment. If you don't like me, just click unsub. Just do it. Just do it. Ah.